I'm wearing this jacket from the Gap, and these are the Vogue barrel jeans. I love this pattern. But yeah, I'm just going out to run some errands, so I thought I would just throw on something very casual. I have a box of like scarves and hats in here in the closet in my sewing room, and I just came back from a cruise to Alaska, and I thought it was going to be so cold. So before I left, I pulled out a couple of scarves. I pulled out this hoodie thing that has a scarf and a hat attached that I actually made years ago. So this was in my luggage. And then I had this balaclava, which is like a ski mask. I was ready because I don't like cold. I was ready. And the only thing I ended up using was this. And it worked just fine. I didn't even need these other two. But I also had hand warmers, and I had the warmers that you can put in your boots or your shoes so your feet could be warm. I was not playing with Alaska. But the weather ended up being so nice. It was like in the 60s and 70s, I think a couple days. So that was really, really good. So yeah, I'm just putting all my stuff back that I didn't use. And then I have several things in the washing machine. Now I need to go to the dentist. I came back and had a dentist appointment the very next day. So I'm actually about to leave and go there now. I almost went out to eat, but I remembered that yesterday when we came back from our cruise, we stopped and got pizza, and I didn't finish it all, so I am going to have that. But I did stop by M&L Fabrics after I left the other fabric store. I was actually standing in line, and I heard these ladies talking behind me, and so I looked back, and when I looked back, one of the ladies said, "You look familiar." She was like, "Do you vlog?" And I was like, "Yes." She was like, "I watch you." So I thought that was so cool. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching." From M&L Fabric, I picked up this white, no, why did I say white? This is not white. I picked up this black fabric, which is kind of like a denim. And then I just picked up this fabric here, which is an actual denim. So I'm going to wash all this fabric that I picked up. I also picked up a zipper. A black zipper. I really think I have a black zipper, but I just figured I'd get another one just in case. So I'm about to put up all of these things because I did also stop at the grocery store just to pick up some miscellaneous items. So I'm going to wash my hands, grab my pizza, warm that up, and sit down and relax. I actually want to catch up on Project Runway because I'm behind since I've been out of town for a little bit. So yeah, my day is cut out, but I'm really happy. I came in the laundry room to wash my fabric, and I realized I had some towels in the dryer. So I'm actually multitasking. I got my pizza in the oven, my fabric washing, and what else? Seems like there's other things that I need to do, but I'm just handling one thing at a time. Put these up. Okay, I think I can actually sit down for a little bit now. Oh, my timer. Okay. Let me find Project Runway. So excited. I think it's on Disney. If it's not on Disney, I'm gonna have to call my mom because I can't remember, but I think it is Disney. The timer was going off for the pizza. I set it for a few minutes, but then I ended up taking it out before the time was up. And I forgot I had the timer on there.
Unfortunately, you were our least favorite cook. Joan, I just think that you made something that looks so old. She could go praise the Lord in this outfit. I was so mad at you.
Oh, I think this is the one where Joan was in the bottom.
Beat you up for making this look.
Oh, okay. Let me see what happened. Okay. Remember I was telling you all I wanted to go to a silent book club? I went to my first silent book club meetup last night. I truly enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm about to go ahead and cut out view C, which is the longest view. And I'm thinking I might add an inch or two to the hem. But at the silent book club, the way it worked was everybody came together and we were all sitting quietly reading our books. And then there was like a moderator. So after about an hour and 15 minutes or so, a timer went off. So the moderator had set a timer, which I didn't know that we were being timed. And then when the timer went off, she had already given us, I forgot to mention, when we first sat down, she came in. She didn't say anything other than the icebreaker question was going to be, have you ever met a celebrity? So then when the timer went off, she was like, okay, everyone, you know, we're gonna go ahead and answer the question. And then she started off. So she answered the question of whether she had ever met a celebrity. And then she began to share the book that she was reading. And then she kind of gave a little insight into the book that she was reading. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. So the next person went and followed suit and they just did the same thing. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we did. It was really cool.
At any given time when that ship is traveling from wherever they manufacture the silver for Spain to where they're going to transport it to be secured, while it's in transit, it's considered the most valuable prize on the open ocean.
Now, as far as the celebrity meeting, I did share that I saw Paula Abdul one time in the airport, and I wasn't sure it was her. I kept looking and I was like, is that Paula Abdul? And later it turned out it was her. So the only thing I shared as far as meeting a celebrity is that I saw Paula Abdul in the airport one time, right? So after the book club meeting was over, I called my husband and I was telling him about it because he was like, well, how was it? And I was telling him how much I enjoyed it and everything. And I can definitely see myself going back. And I told him about the celebrity question. So he was like, oh, did you tell me you met Judge Mathis? I was like, oh, I forgot. I did. I met Judge Mathis one time on the airplane. He was on the airplane and I asked him if we could take a picture together and everything. And I thought he was going to forget. He asked me where I was sitting and I told him. And then sometime later during the flight, he got up and came back to where I was. And we took a picture together. So I can't believe I totally forgot all about that. And I was kicking myself when my husband was telling me. I was like, oh man, that would have been great. But anyway, the whole experience was wonderful. I need to figure out what pattern pieces I need. I ended up reading through the pattern directions, and it turns out you do need interfacing. So I'm glad I picked up some extra. The dress does have pockets. There are pleats also in the dress. And what else did I want to mention? That may be it, but I'll keep you updated as I go along. Oh, let me see how many pattern pieces there are. 12. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 12 pattern pieces for the view that I'm doing, which is view C. Let me show you what I'm wearing. These are some skirts, and then I just have it paired with this sweatshirt that I got from Victoria's Secret. So yeah, I'm still cutting out piece number 1, which I believe is the front. Yeah, this is the right front of the dress. Here's a closer look at the fabric, and let me show you how small the little pinwheels are. They are like uber tiny. Can you see? There you are. So tiny. I feel like from a distance you wouldn't even be able to tell that this is actually corduroy. But that's what I love about it. Oh, of course. I just wanted to check in and say hey. That was all.
All right. I love it every time.
Oh, so sweet.
Okay.
All right then. Talk to you later.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I'll talk to you then.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Bye-bye. That was my mom. I just called her to check in and say hey. See what she was up to. Okay, so I'm down to having, I think, how many? 1, 2, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 more pieces to cut out. So after that, I can press the fabric and then start cutting and sewing after that. Okay, I started sewing. Now I'm working on the pleat, which is step 4. So I have this seam sewn, and then I made a mark here. These 2 marks are marks for where the center front is, and these marks were on the pattern. And then I put a little slash at the fold line mark. So you fold your piece of fabric or the front at the fold line for the pleat, and this fold goes all the way down. So you're going to fold it, and then after that what you're going to do is match up the center fronts. So once you have it folded, then you'll take your pleat, pull it over so that this center front mark will match this other center front mark. And then pin it, make sure it's nice and neat. Mine isn't nice and neat right now because I'm just showing you how it's done, but you'll make sure everything is lined up nicely. And you have dots here and here, so they match up. And once those are aligned, then you'll baste across, and that will give you your pleat. I ended up cutting out all the fabric pieces and everything yesterday. And after I cut everything out, I was too pooped to start sewing. So I woke up this morning and jumped right in. What I'm doing right now is stitching the back seam of the dress, the back center seam. This pattern has you do the burrito method for the yoke pieces. So I did that, and I'm pinning the collar down right now. And that way I can edge stitch it so that it will be nice and neat on the inside. I just finished putting on the collar, And one thing I noticed in the back that I really like is the way these pleats look in this dress. I love that feature. I think that is so nice. View C is a little longer in the back, and then you have a facing that goes on the bottom of the hem. So that is what I'm about to put together now, and then I will be attaching it to the bottom of the dress, and then I'll be done. I just finished with the sleeves. I love the way this dress looks in the back. I wanted the dress oversized, so it is a size 12. I rolled up the sleeve one time, and then I have the whole dress paired with a denim shirt underneath. I lengthened the dress by 1.5 inches, and I also needed to lengthen the facing pieces, which I didn't realize until I got to that part. There is a front placket with snaps, and this pattern is rated as average. I purchased this Ticino French roast tee, and it's just a bunch of tea bags. So what I like to do is brew the cup of tea, and it's supposed to be like a coffee replacement. It's caffeine free. And then what I'll do is I'll add a spoonful of this Cafix. And this is also caffeine free, and it's another coffee like tasting replacement. So you can drink this by itself, or you can drink the Ticino by itself, but I like to mix them just to kind of enhance the coffee flavor. And this is like a ground up powder. So I just put, like I said, a spoonful of this in the tea, and then I'll add my creamer of choice and a sweetener, and it is so good for like a faux coffee drink. I love it. So yeah, I've been drinking that probably for about a week now, and I have truly been enjoying it. So I think I'm gonna make a cup right now, but I wanted to share it with you just in case you were interested.